All right. Okay. All right. I think I'm set up now. If you were here and you're watching this video, I may not be able to see any comments that you're making because I am driving. Something I haven't done in a long time. I do not recommend anybody drive and record. And let's pray that I can get to work safely without any accidentamientos. I don't feel like doing an actual recording, so that's why I'm doing this now. But this is PNTV, Poetry's News and Twisted Views, on my way to work. What's up to whoever just came into the room? I appreciate you being here. Like I said, hopefully I can get through these topics. I don't have the time to record a video and then try to upload it later. So we're gonna see if this live work. My camera may go out sometimes because I know there's some dead zones that I have to go through. Bear with me. Bear with me. All right. So for this PNTV, what we're going to be talking about is politics. That's all that's in the news for real, for the most part. I can get through the TV news. I have decided to do the Testament, the Handmaid's Tale spinoff. I have decided to review that. It took me some long thought and consideration, but I'm going to review that. I'm also, the House of the Dragons is due to come back next year in 2026, but there is supposed to be a spinoff of the Game of Thrones. I don't know why they keep spinning off for the Targaryens, but there's supposed to be another doggone spinoff. It's supposed to be just 6 episodes. I'm not sure if I'm going to review that or not. I'm still doing movie nights. We're probably going to do Sinners again. It was requested to watch Sinners again over on the Discord channel on this Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So there's that too. Anything else with the channel? Yeah, nothing else really big going on with the channel. So let's go ahead and get into this PNTV, Poetry, News, and Twisted Views. So I told y'all before that I've been following the New York City mayoral race. And I thought that that race was so important because it's setting the precedence of giving an example of what the people actually want compared to what the politicians think that we need. Okay. So there's a 35-year-old African immigrant Muslim that's running for New York mayor named Zoran Mandami. Okay. He didn't seem like he had a chance when he came out, but he came out, kicked ass in the primaries. And he beat the he beat the incumbent. I'm going to say the incumbent. He's not really the incumbent. He beat Andrew Cuomo, somebody who's already held a high office position in New York before. He was a governor before. Okay, he had dropped out of the office or the administration due to his sexual allegations. He's sexually assaulted or offended or harassed, whichever way y'all want to put it, 13 different women. Okay, immediately. So he was even trying to get their vaginal records. I can never say gynecologists. They OBGYN records to try to prove that they how sexually active they are, to try to prove his case or try to justify why he was sexually assaulting these women. This is the type of person that's running for office and mayor right now. This is the type of person that we seem to be having in office nationwide. Just in the month of August, there has been over 100 arrests of sexual offenders and pedophiles within the Republican Maga party in different states nationwide. I meant to post that on the community tab, but I knew that YouTube, they don't like when I post stuff like that, so they don't let y'all see it. So I'm telling you right now. Anywho, so that's who's running for mayor now. Now, he lost the primaries, which means he shouldn't be fucking running. So what he decided to do is to jump parties. He decided to become an independent. So he's now going to run for mayor as an independent. And he's already lost as the Democrat in the primaries. Now, Eric Adams, who is the current sitting mayor, he is technically the incumbent. He was not going to run at all because he was going to let Andrew Cuomo go and have that thing. You know what I'm saying? Well, he has now also jumped parties and now is going to run as independent too. And we have one Republican candidate named Curtis Sewell, that's running as well. He's understandable. He's the Republican. Okay. So Zoran came out as the Democratic primary winner, and he should have been the one that was going up against Curtis. Well, now there's not only them three that's in the race. There's some other people in the race too, but these are the most important ones. Okay, so just recently it has came out. It was shown. MSNBC Chris Hayes reported on it that the orange felon is now intervening in that race in a more, what's the word I want to say, in your face kind of way. You know, he is allegedly bribing those elected officials with job offers. That's a bribe. I'm going to give you something in exchange. I'm going to give you a job in exchange for you doing what I say do. That's a fucking bribe, and that shit is illegal. So he's apparently offered Eric Adams and Curtis Sewell jobs in his current administration if they decided to quit. No, not if they decided. They have to quit the race in order to get these jobs. I think the jobs don't even fucking exist. He's going to create these jobs for them. That's some illegal shit. That's some illegal shit. But that's what he intends to do. He wants them to drop out of the race and give Andrew Cuomo, the other sex offender, a better chance against Zoran Mamdani. Again, he already lost to him in the primaries, but they figure if they collectively pull together that they can beat Zoran and not allow him to take the mayoral race. I am so hoping that New York shows up and shows the fuck out the same way they did in the primaries and whoop they ass out the gate. I don't give a fuck if all four of them in the race. But they try to make this a one-on-one race between Zoran and Andrew again. Okay, so Curtis Sewell, I doubt very seriously if he's going to budge and do anything. One reason why I doubt it is because they've already tried to offer, somebody offered up this thing, let's all get behind each other. If by September, if one of us is like leading in the polls against him, all the rest of them drop out and endorse each other. That was their original plan. And Curtis said, fuck that. I don't want to do that shit with y'all. Cuomo, because he's a egotistical bastard as well, said, no, I'm not going to do that. And Adams is like, why the fuck would I do that? I'm already the mayor. Why would I back out at all? So I don't think that Adams is going to back out either. However, the idea of getting a job may entice him. Now, Eric Adams was in some legal trouble himself. He had some minor felonies. They were still felonies, but they were minor. Had some minor felonies that he was coming up against that was going to, ruin his chances to stay in office as the mayor. And what happened? The Orange Menace came out and pulled some strings and got his case dropped. And then all of a sudden, now Eric Adams is kissing the damn ring. Okay. He still was denying that any of it happened, but there's like documented proof that all that shit went down. Okay. Why we not going? Is there police up here or something? Why was we not going? Okay. So we already know that he lying. So apparently this is supposed to have been the same thing that Andrew Cuomo did. He supposedly couldn't stand the dumb Don. Okay. But he called in a favor and asked him to help him with his campaign. He wants the president to come in and help him win a New York City, a local race. Okay, now the felon has already threatened to take over New York City if who he calls a communist gets in office. You the fucking communist is in office, sir. You the fucking fascist that's in office, sir. Not Zoran Mamdani. He's 35 years old. He's currently a New York City assemblyman. And the people love him. I love him and I ain't even in that state. If New York wasn't so fucking cold and had some big ass rats, I would probably move there. Just specifically because of that man there. He's trying to give free healthcare. He's trying to give stabilized rent to majority of the citizens. He's trying to do free child care, things like that. And they have a problem with that. They have a problem with that. So anywho, Adams, like I said, he denied any allegations that a conversation between him and Dumb Donald has happened. He denied all that shit. But trust and believe, something is going on. Something is going on. So down here in Florida, where I live at, Ron DeSantis Ruin the Satan, Ron the Satan, whatever name that I throw in here, he trying to kill us, child. Along with RFK Jr., he's already trying to kill all of America. He firing members from the CDC and things like that, you know. But specifically here in Florida, them motherfuckers trying to kill us. So, Ron DeSantis, along with this other cooning motherfucker named Joseph Ladapo. He is the Florida Surgeon General. He is a black Maga nut. And he is saying that he and DeSantis will end all vaccines in the state of Florida, and they will do so soon. All the mandatory ones that your kids need to go to school, you know, the mandatory ones that you need in life as you get older. You know, shingles is on a fucking rampage down here in Florida. When you hit 50, they recommend that you get the shingles vaccine because there's so many, you know, it's shit that's been eradicated. You know, damn this damn road. Shit that's been eradicated. Here's some more bumps. They want to remove all vaccines. As of Wednesday, they came out and did a press conference that said, what the Ladapo say? Ladapo motherfucker said, vaccine mandates are just like slavery. I wish I could quote it, but I got it written down. If I can't read it because I'm driving, but I wish I could quote it. He said it's just like slavery. Okay, I'm coming to a red light. It's going to allow me to read. I know you better get the fuck off my ass. That part, I know that. Okay, so here you go. He says, in Florida, okay, I call him the ignorant Neapolitan ice cream. Joseph Ladapo announced this move on Wednesday, which is yesterday. He's another rising coon comparing these mandates to slavery, and he promised that every last one of them would end soon. These motherfuckers is basically they always try to invoke the black struggle, you know, the American black struggle when they want to do stupid shit, when they try to justify stupid shit, but then they come back and try to tell us, forget about slavery. Okay, so speaking of slavery though, Alligator Alcatraz is currently out of business. There was a judge who said that they could no longer expand the facility. And they had 60 days to move all their bullshit out. So the initial order to stop expanding the facility technically didn't close it. But because they had to remove any generators they were using, any sewage pumps they were using, anything to help you wash your ass, brush your teeth, get food that wasn't permanent, which was damn near everything in the facility, all of that stuff had to be removed within 60 days. All that stuff had to be removed within 60 days of their court order. So that essentially shut down Alligator Alcatraz. That's like having a breakup with somebody and then you take out some stuff that's really convenient to them that you didn't think was supposed to go, like you remove the toilets, you remove the door handles, you take out all the light bulbs, shit like that. That's basically what this judge just did. She broke up with Alligator Alcatraz and took all their shit to inconvenience their ass, right? So they had to basically shut down and walk out of the relationship. So somebody asked what happened to all the people that was there, all the kidnapped hostages that they had down in Alligator Alcatraz. They have moved them to other facilities where we don't fucking know. They didn't let him go, child. They did not let him go. But they moved him to other facilities within Florida. That could be any fucking word. Now, I reported on the community board. I don't remember if I talked about it in the video. But this is DeSantis's last term. He cannot run for election again. There's a bunch of motherfuckers that's finna run in his place. I want to say there's over 50 candidates that is running for his position in this upcoming election in 2026. He's done. He's out of here. But he's trying to fuck shit up real good before he go. He's trying to do the Don and fuck shit up real good before he go. Don't try to bring your bitch ass over here. Should have got behind me a long time ago, stupid motherfucker. Okay, so he what he did is Alligator Alcatraz has to be shut down. He had already put into motion to open up a new one up by Jacksonville, Florida. It's about 45 miles outside of the Jacksonville city limits, but it's still considered to be in Jacksonville. He's going to open up a new one. So it's an old jail or old prison up there. I think it's abandoned that he's going to open up and then make that the new Alligator Alcatraz that he's going to call the Deport Depot. Now, I know a few of y'all looking at me like, girl, Florida crazy as hell. Georgia, you in on it too, baby. You in on it too. See, there is an ICE detention center that already exists in the state of Georgia. And they are going to expand that facility so that way they can house up to 2,000 kidnapped persons in that facility in the state of Georgia. Now, since the building already exists, the citizens in the community can't shut it down. The facility is already operating, but they're going to expand it, make it bigger, make it, suitable for kidnapped victims, is what they're saying. Now, as far, I don't know what y'all can do about that, but I want to say it's on the outskirts of Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken, too. I had it written down before, but I don't know where it's at right now. It's in these notes, but y'all, I'm driving. Okay, so in August, that was last month, okay, along with the over 100 Republicans that have been picked up for some type of sexually related offense against children, there has also been more upheaval within the Veterans Administration. Y'all know I'm a veteran. Y'all know I go to the VA for my medical needs and all kind of other stuff. In the month of August, they have Donald Trump wrote an executive order terminating 375,000 union jobs within the Veterans Administration. Now, we've talked about throughout this year about all the different Black jobs that have been lost by women. Black women have been losing jobs at an alarming rate. Majority of the federal government, majority of those positions are held by Black women. That's why the numbers are so high. That's one reason why the numbers are so high, because they are kicking out all these federal employees from different positions, and majority of them are Black women who are losing those jobs. But just in the month of August alone, this doesn't even count the ones that were losing their jobs due to the Doge cuts. This just happened in August. 375,000 union jobs have been terminated. The only ones who are protected are the police, security, and the firefighters, which isn't surprising to me, since they gave the police, security officers, and firefighters permission to kill. At least in the state of Florida, I know that I've seen them on the news specifically talking about it. But I thought I heard Dumb Donald. Don't quote me. I'm gonna have to find the video because I still keep a lot of videos that he said he's giving them permission, even the firefighters. Don't be surprised by that shit though, because it happened in the 60s. Firefighters were responsible for killing a lot of Black folks in the 60s, not just by not going to their homes or standing there and watching it burn, pretending they don't have water. They would go in to go rescue victims, and they would leave people there. They would lock people in rooms and barricade them in. Yes, that's recorded and documented it throughout history. We already know that during Katrina, some of the firefighters were also killing victims of the Katrina floods as well. So why not now? I mean, they just handing out, agent. I can't even say handing out badges because half these motherfuckers ain't got badges. They handing out the title of agents to so many random ass motherfuckers. So back when Dumb Donald got in the office, he was offering a $10,000 sign-in bonus to join up with ICE, right? Guess that wasn't making as many people move as he wanted to move. So they since increased that incentive to $50,000. You sign up, you become ICE. They give you with a mask, go get you a bandana out of Walgreens, throw it on, and walk out in the street and try to be tough. Get you a t-shirt that don't fit over your belly because you're too big to be in the doggone service of the government any doggone way, because there's rules. You have to be one under the age of 35. You have to pass a physical fitness test. And as you can see by some of the agents that are, or the quote unquote agents that are on TV or that are in the news, they ain't fitting that bill. Okay. If you didn't know, I'm going to let you know. In order to become an ICE agent, You have to go through 7 months of actual training, physical training, almost like the military. 7 months. And then you have to go through 4 months of schooling. So you almost have 1 year of training that you have to have completed before they stick your ass out in the field. The Orange Menace only been in office since January. We just now rolling into September. It's only been 9 months. The damn bonuses just started. The bonus offers, just increased over the summer. And some of these motherfuckers are already on the street kidnapping people. They're not agents. A majority of the January 6 people came out and became immigration agents. There's this Instagram channel, I've been sharing it on my Instagram page, that are exposing the agents. They try to keep their faces covered up. They ain't come up with no warrants so they can try to not be identified themselves. Scary ass bitches acting just like the fucking Ku Klux Klan members that they were back in the 60s, keeping their heads covered and shit. That's basically what those damn covers are for. So that somebody's exposing them. They put their names, their Facebook page, their Instagram pages, and every time they find some new ones, I share that motherfucker on Instagram. So if you want to find out who some of these agents are, they on Instagram. Majority of them bitches are from Florida. Who surprised? Florida and Texas. Who surprised? Okay. So there are over 30 something countries who have decided to suspend mail packaging services into the United States due to the illegal tariffs. These have already been voted illegal by a judge. Illegal tariffs that they are trying to impose on them. So they're stopping postal service. So if you have packages that you were expecting coming from some outside abroad, from abroad, this is probably why you're not getting them. My daughter had already canceled a couple of her orders because they're not coming through. I got one that's coming from the UK, but it started in Germany, so I don't know if it's going to make it here or not. That's supposed to be by September 11th. I'll see if it comes, but I may have to cancel that order too because it may not get through. So if you expecting mail coming from abroad and you ain't got it yet, that's what's going on, child. At least 30 countries. I placed the names of the countries on the community tab so you can see them. So in addition to that, the tariffs and what's going on with that, Dumb Donald also is trying to hostile take over the postal service as well. For years, they have been trying to privatize the post office. Okay, the post office is an independent organization within the government, kind of like the IRS. They fund themselves. They fund themselves by stamp sales and things like that. They normally don't take money from the government. I think they did at least once, though, but they normally don't. The employees' paychecks don't come from the federal government. They come based off of sales generated within the post office. So Dumb Donald wants to take over the post office. He said there's too many fucking liberals within the post office, and they are the reasons why mail-in ballots have been tampered with. They've been tampered with elections through the mail-in ballots. So he's really trying to stop mail-in ballots altogether. And there's a lot of different states imposing new laws on the mail-in ballots. So if you have those and you have the ability to walk your ass into an election board, do so. Walk them in there. Don't stick them in the fucking mail because they may not get them. Okay. Let's see. Speaking of that, taking over the House, taking over the Senate, the fight is on. The fight is on. In Florida, in Orlando, my city, we just took one House and one Senate seat by large margins. Now, these seats have been held by blue Dems before, but not with the margins that they have. The House seat won by 22 points. The Senate seat won by almost close to, he had almost had a 50-point lead. Is that right? I might be saying that wrong, but it was a damn good lead. It was a good percentage. It was over 25%. Let me tell you that. So the state of Iowa also had another upset. My thing is, once we get these motherfuckers in there, we need to make sure we hold them accountable. Because let me tell you, Hakeem Jeffries getting on my motherfucking nerves with his APAC ass. He getting on my nerves. Where am I going next? Oh, I was talking about Target in the mail. Let me tell you about Target. Since we on Target for a second. The boycott is still going on. However, I do know a lot of y'all are still at Target. I've been seeing your hauls here on YouTube, and every time they tell me I did a Target haul, I'm like, why the fuck are you in Target? Okay, but for those of us who are standing strong, who are not shopping at Target, the CEO stepped the fuck down because the money ain't right. The money been funny, honey. The money been funny. If we could just all collectively stand together, do you know what type of power that we really could have? We ain't even all sticking together right now. You know, we ain't all even stick together on the Target boycotts. People forgot it was even going on. But like I know every time I drive past the one in my neighborhood, that bitch is packed. It ain't just packed with the Latinos and the whites and the Asians. Us coloreds are out there. And I'm calling y'all coloreds on purpose. Okay, y'all out there. I see you. Okay, but speaking of protesting against and boycotting against Target and shit like that, the boycotts nationwide, the protests nationwide are growing stronger and stronger. I am seeing a lot more people of black people come out and protest. They putting their capes back on and they going back out there to the fight. I am seeing it. I'm still not that person. Hey sis, you know the halls. They've been exposing themselves with the damn Target halls. I see you. I ain't saying nothing to you because I'm tired of trying to convince a motherfucker that they slaves. So I ain't saying nothing, but the halls, they're coming out. So with all the protests, we got the veterans have headed up to DC. They have been camped out on Union Station up there where the National Guard was pretty heavy. The National Guard is basically policing the streets from litter. That's what they've been doing. And they're not going to get paid because according to reports, the National Guard has to be active at least 30 days to receive their benefits from the military. Okay. So what has been happening is they've been rotating them out every 29, every 28 days. So that way they'll never hit their 30 days. And then some of them will get called back in on the 31st, 32nd, 33rd day because it starts a whole new cycle. But they're not getting paid. Speaking of those bonuses that they said they offer nice people, they ain't getting that shit either. All them bonuses they offered if you sign up. But a lot of them doing it anyway because they say they don't like black people. That's what it is. You know. So so yeah, the protests are the veterans have been confronting the National Guard. They've been playing General Milley's speech in front of them, you know, trying to tap into their conscience to figure out, you know, if they sit their ass down. Because one of the things that is under the UCMJ is that you are to disobey illegal and unlawful orders. Anything that's against the Constitution. But these motherfuckers are too scary. That's why they shouldn't be in the fucking military. They too fucking scary to do what is right. Now, people keep saying they don't have a choice. Yes, the fuck they do. I'm a testament of that. When they had the fucking Million Man March, we staged the protest in Somalia. They wanted to send us out on patrols and shit like that. We said our fucking ass, we sit in. Yes, you can. There's shit you can do. There's shit you can do. I posted the phone number already once. If you don't know what your rights are as a military person who is given a direct order that you know is unconstitutional and illegal, there's a phone number you can call for help. I posted on the page before. I'll post it in the comment section or something like that once I get done with this video. Well, not once I get done, when I get home, because I'm about to go to work. In Seattle, I saw that the protesters heard that ICE was coming out, and what they did was block the ICE detention centers with line bikes so they couldn't get by. They stood there with umbrellas of various colors, blocking the ICE people from coming. One ICE going to the damn gun. It was, they are planning to go into Chicago now and do a hostile takeover for Chicago. Over Labor Day weekend, there was a lot of shooting and some deaths. That's very common nationwide, technically speaking, but they focusing on Chicago. They focused on a lot of cities with black mayors. And Governor J.B. Pritzker and the mayor, Brandon Johnson, said, get the fuck out of here. We don't need Trump here. Well, there's another cooning ass pastor bitch. Yes, I'm calling her a pastor bitch, named Zoe Lee. She's not a Chicago native, but she's lived there since her 20s. She's telling did it now. So she has an organization that she started called Flip Chicago Red. And she is begging the dumb Don to come in and take over Chicago, specifically to target progressive Democrats, because they are the true gangs. That's what she said. Now, y'all forgot Chicago was called Chiraq for a reason. The real gangs, they said, bring your ass. That's what they said. All right, Chad, I'm at work. I'll talk to y'all later. See you in another video. Peace.